What is happening, y'all? Welcome back to part 4 of the updated walkthrough. As a reminder, as we get more episodes going, members will get early access, but for now we're still playing catch-up. So talking about the remembrance, we have a talisman here, or we have a new Ash of War. This is very similar to Hoarfrost Stomp, just with a bigger range, and it can be charged. This is very situational for the time being. It can be nice if you use a lot of stuff, like Stormblade, for example, but for the most part, I found this to be a little bit underwhelming. So I like that Ash of War. And either way, whether you make a choice or not, we're going to go to 3-path cross. We're going to make our way across the bridge. So we don't have any night-related stuff coming up, so we can go ahead, put things over to noon so you can see it nice and easily as we are playing. Don't gotta worry about any of these NPCs for now. Just mount up and head straight for that bridge. It's in the northeast. Alright, there's going to be a dude that fires a ballista at you as you're crossing this bridge. You should be able to just serpentine and avoid it pretty easily. There's going to be a couple of loots along the bridge which are coming into view. So we're going to grab those along with avoiding the ballista. Oh, he actually hit me. How depressing. Alright, once you get over here, jump up, kill. And then once you're comfortable, go ahead and pull out your friendly neighborhood mimic. Me and this dude are over here playing grab ass with each other. Alright, so we're going to go over here, and then over here. And where is 1 and 2 at? I don't know where those are at. Let's get rid of them. So this first portion of the camp, there are going to be some perfumers. You can take that guy out so he doesn't call over all of his buddies. And try and take them out fast, otherwise they put up the shields. You don't want to deal with those shields. Here we have the Fire Spark perfume bottle. First of 5 perfume bottles that have been added to the game. There's another perfumer guy here somewhere, but it's not showing up. I'm not going to worry about him. Actually, Mimic might have killed him. Now we're going to go over to the next point that we created. And over there is going to be a Fire Knight's Cookbook 2 in the tent by the Black Knight. So let's kill the basic dudes. Get mimicked. The Fire Knight's Cookbook 2. Then we're going to go over to the one in the center. While you're going over there, make sure you grab our Skidoo Tree Fragment. That should be number 9 at this point. Then we're going to grab this Grace. Which I don't believe we have enough for an upgrade. Let's confirm. We do not. Alright, rid of those marks. From here, we're just going to go straight on a northwest heading. And we're just going to drop right down. I'm going to follow this around. And that'll get us the Spelldrake Talisman 3. Giving you a ridiculous amount of magic resist, which will be pretty useful in an upcoming boss fight. Then we're just going to follow this cliff up. There are some black fireflies that we can grab along the way, but we're heading right on over to the Catacombs. So just follow the path, and if I can get out of combat, I'll pull up the map and mark it, but it's a pretty easy road to follow. We're just heading back like straight into the fog. So just kind of curving around the north. You can see we're still following the road here. This area, we do that after we get into the second zone. We got to come down from above. And there are a bunch of explosive barrels nearby, so we're just going to sprint through here, grab the black fireflies, and we're just going to keep going. I wouldn't suggest engaging because these guys will throw fire pots, and those barrels will explode, dealing upwards of 2,000 damage in some cases. So, really not worth the struggle of dealing with that. I'm just riding down the path. There's a couple of these dudes hanging around, but there's no loot in this little foggy area. Figured there'd be something though, but nope, no loots. As we go down into here, I do think it is worth having on something that has some range, whether that is a bow, which I forgot to level that up. I'll do it for the next episode. A bow, something with a long-ranged Ash of War, a spell, whatever the case is. There's a couple enemies we're going to want to be able to snipe, so. Let me just scroll my loots down. Scroll my notes. Great shields are great in here. We're going to be running ahead and killing a dude. When they're doing this hop, just back up. Once you poke them, it'll interrupt them, but as far as I can tell, I don't think you can block that hop. It'll deal a lot of damage, so be very careful about that. So kill that one dude, grab the glovewort. This is going to be a trap room, so when you hear the click, roll back. Then we're going to get over to this little side thing. Trigger it again. If it doesn't kill him, you can kill him yourself. Alright, kill the dude and proceed. So there's going to be a caster coming up. Right there. And this thing is incredibly deadly. Make sure you're in open areas anytime that's coming towards you. Otherwise, it's very, very easy for that to basically catch you unaware and bounce around off walls and whatnot and take you out. Very not fun to contend with. Take that dude out, grab this. As we go down, you're going to be introduced to a new type of imp, a cannon imp. So, let's see him up there. Worth. After killing the cannon imp, go to the right. There's going to be an imp right around the corner here. It's another cannon one. We're going to kill him before he has a chance to do anything. And there's another imp that's up ahead. Grab the Ancient Dragon's Cookbook. And then we're going to proceed ahead this way. You can already see the spikes, so another trap type sequence. So trigger it, then drop on top of it. And there's going to be another explosive imp right up here. We're going to rush him down. Go ahead and grab the knot resin. And then we'll ride this to get over to here. Another caster we want to snipe. And then this is where that first caster that we had sniped would be if you didn't take him out. We got two Mesmer Knights. Mesmer Soldiers, I should say. Go ahead and take them out. I'm going to go over to this corner, trigger the trap, roll off, and we're going to run over to this doorway. I'm going to run through here, and you'll get your very own Great Hammer, Great Shield, Night Ashes. It's decent, works well enough as a tank. One shot here, we have a Mesmer Soldier, which we can snipe. If I can get the right angle here. Take him out and grab the Great Ghost Glovewort. You can drop a variety of things, armor pieces, smithing stones. From here we're going to run back down though, and then we're going to go right then left. So right off the bridge, down here, and make a left, and we're going to be back to that original trap room. So once again, we're going to trigger the trap. And now we're going to walk off and then roll backwards. There's a little imp that is right over here. This ladder, in case you missed anything, this is how you would get back up after dropping down. Get ready to exit, trigger it. Run, grab the loot, and proceed on down. Alright, as we proceed ahead, this next room is going to have 4 of our wonderful imps that we love fighting so much. I would do your best to take out a couple of them from above. Actually, might throw a golden vow and... Oh, we dropped something. I wonder if we got his weapon. Let's go kill the 2 that are below. Back here for the Rata Fruit. What did you drop for me? Ah, the hatchet. Cool. Here, another one to snipe. Take him out. Let's take a look at that. The hatchet is not a guaranteed drop. Dragon Form Flame. Neato. So got DD scaling and some blood loss. Okay, it's kind of cool. We're going to go into here. There should be an imp in this room as well. Take that imp out. Grab the Grave Glovewort 2 and proceed along. And we're going to trigger the trap first and then begin running. We're going to get to this first little alcove. Trigger it again. Begin running again. Now if you can, it's good to try and snipe this guy. After you snipe him, just drop on down and snipe this one as well. These things are pretty resistant. If you have a, actually this would probably unironically work really well if it was updated. Oh wow, even unupgraded, this does a decent job against them. But these things are weak to fire. You don't really have to kill them, but fire does a decent job of handling it. Let's grab some goodies that are in here. There's a bunch more of these things. They're going to try and drop down. I'd suggest just ignoring them. As soon as you see the guy, hit him with the snipe. And be very careful about staying in this little room here. Just keep in mind this spell will like bounce all over walls like it is right now. And as you can see, it can add up to damage very quickly. Just be careful. As you can see, there's some up above. And the strat for these things is they drop on your head when you run on over to attack the dude. And then you're basically stuck there pinned, and you just get destroyed. But after we get the electro bolt, we're basically done with that, so we can proceed along. We'll climb the ladder to exit. This is the entrance to room 2. So, drop back down the 4 imp room, as we described it before. And now we'll just go across, so. Trigger the trap. Shards. And up ahead for an imp. There's another imp that's going to drop down in a second. Here to pick up the Shadow Realm rune. There's a couple more imps that are right here, but you don't have to do anything. They shouldn't engage. Instead of climb right here. Oh, I missed it. Oh, we got to get in that little hole. There we go. We'll ride this up. Over here for a chest. That is going to get us a Ash of War. Trigger this again, but climb on top this time. We're going to go over here to get the Stone Sheathed Sword. Now, there's actually 3 potential locations that you can find the Stone Sheathed Sword. This is a very unique weapon. It starts off very simple, but we can turn this into 2 separate legendaries, basically the Blade of Darkness and the Blade of Light, and we use different altars to swap what we want it to. And so the reason it's so important to grab it here is because then the altar to make it dark or light are easily accessible near graces, whereas otherwise, if you find this for the first time at one of those altars to make it dark, you have to come all the way back into this catacomb to get it. So highly, highly, highly recommend getting this now here before you find it at one of the other altars. Anyway, after that, we will just take this down, a couple more enemies we gotta kill, and then we're home free. Take them out, grab any loots they drop, and we are ready to go. Let's run straight across. This is the final trap. Go ahead and grab this, and then we are ready for the boss. So for the boss, this guy's called Death Knight. He runs some electric axes that are actually pretty cool now. They were patched up, and they work significantly better than they did at launch. For the most part, you can probably just put this guy into a corner and bully him. One of the biggest things to be aware of, though, he has a big animated grab attack that he can nail on both you or your Ashen Summon. If that lands, he's basically going to fully heal himself up. So really be aware of that. If it looks like you see some crazy attack that he's like winding up for, just get ready to dodge roll. You don't want that to hit you. Otherwise, you should be able to kind of just bully this guy. He does have like a dash, which you're seeing right there. But for the most part, you should be okay. He likes lightning. Fortunately for him, dual axes isn't a very good base moveset. His lightning can hurt a lot, but... Actually, I might swap up to a shield here. He's doing, He's doing more damage than I thought he would on the play. So here goes the grab. He unfortunately got the Mimic with it. Kind of worked out, though, him getting off his big grab near the start of things. Knight's twin axes. As I mentioned, these didn't used to be very good. Now they're actually kind of solid. Would actually go pretty well with this build, so I might level them up, use them for a little bit to show them off. But some physical lightning. Cool moveset. You have Blink Bolt, which has iframes on it, and then following Blink Bolt, you are able to follow up with like a spin to win attack. So we'll go level those up real fast, and I'll show them off in the next episode. Well, probably in this episode. It'll only take me a second to level these with all the runes we got sitting around. Hello, sir. I would like to strengthen this. From here, we are going to head back to the castle front grace that we had grabbed. Can't see shit out here at night. I don't know why I just leveled them. I can't really use them in the upcoming area. Maybe swap into our katana in a little bit, but that's fine. You might be able to see them before that. Alright, this time, just want you to go on the road and just follow this road. Then, once you see this path, take it. Run on over this way, and right underneath the bridge here, some loot we're going to snag up. Yeah, so you get iframes on that, and then that cool axe spinny. Oh man. Those mesmer dudes hit so hard at times. Spread crossbow. Over here we have a smithing stone. Yeah, I mean, it looks really cool. At launch, that actually didn't track at all. It was like your enemy was covered in like Vaseline or something, and you would just go whoop, slip right off of them, which was, needless to say, very disappointing, because it was like, dude, this has such, you know, rule of cool potential. And it's very nice to see that's been fixed. Anyway, you can fight these guys if you want. I don't think it's really worth the time. Just gonna run straight up ahead to the forge. I'm probably gonna pull out katana. Actually, you know what? This is a good time to pull on out you. Into the forge we go. These areas are just huge on upgrade materials. Scroll these. Okay. So we're going to proceed ahead. This guy is going to give you some hints about it, and then there's additional stuff on the ground talking about hitting the weak points. Should be fairly obvious, but these enemies you want to hit in that big glowy part. Now, these guys are I'm going to be honest, they're really annoying to fight. The best way to get damage in on them is you have to like bait an attack and then get them right in the back. Charged heavy with a great hammer does excellent job, but if you miss the sweet spot, it'll take a couple hits to get them down. And honestly, like, if you're struggling with these things, for the most part, you can just run past them. There's, you know, some of them have fist weapons that can drop that aren't particularly good. Let's see, wait for the lava slime to calm down. Bonk. Knock that up. As we go into this next room, you can see we have more lava slimes. Grab the smithing too. My general rule of thumb in forges is you're really just going to be running around spamming your button to pick up loot, because there's like smithing stones and gas stones and stuff that's scattered all over the place. So just pressing the button. But once you're in this room, we can drop down here. We can drop down here. We can go over here to pick up the cookbook 13. We can drop right here for another slime. Grab the Somber 2 he's guarding. There's a slime. It should come up on us in a second. We're going to see if I can't get a free... if you're struggling to hit that spot on them, change up your weapon, because some weapons are going to perform very poorly. Like, for example, a scythe. When you perform a scythe's backstab attack, it actually won't even really damage it, because you, like, shove the scythe through them and then pull it back. So the criticals on the scythe are very goofy on these enemies. There's a couple weapons like that, so just be aware of what you're using. I personally think great hammers are one of the better weapons to deal with them, because you have a solid amount of stagger that you're putting out. Ignore this path. We're going to be approaching that from above in a little bit. Just picking up more stones and stuff. So you can see everything. Let's go around picking up anything you see smithing map wise. We're going to do a quick little loop. We're going to go up top, jump for some loot, and then run up top again. Jump up here, jump up here. There's some guys that are going to drop. I don't really worry about them. Grab the smithing 7s. Goodies in the corner. Grab the smithing 4. We'll drop down. And we'll run up again. Take the ladder down. Glass shards and a smithing stone. Make sure you hit this before you drop. Drop that. Take out this guy. And then we got our friendly golem over here. This one's being a little more difficult. There we go. You gotta watch out for those slightly delayed attacks they can do. There we go. Finish you off. Over here we have the Smith Script Dagger. This is a new weapon type in the expansion where when you use the heavy attack, it'll throw it as if it were a throwing weapon. There's going to be quite a few of those we get. Jump right off the ledge. If you don't make it, you can run over there, climb up, and attempt to jump again. We're going to make our way sprinting up here. There's going to be 2 slimes that drop. Kill them, run past them, whatever you want to do. Slimes can drop smithing mats, so I think it's kind of worth just blowing them up real fast. And then when we jump across, we will reach the big forge, and this signifies the end of this area. We got the anvil hammer and an ancient dragon smithing stone. Anvil hammer is pretty cool. I'm not the biggest fan of this Ash of War, but if you're looking for a new strength weapon that has some bonk, it's definitely a solid choice. But we're going to go ahead and return to entrance, and we're going to wrap things up there. So moving on to episode 5, which I should be able to get to in a little bit. We're going to run through here. We're going to do some stuff that'll get us down to the river, and then we'll clear out everything that we can in the river that will take us down to this region. And then the episode after that, we're going to take the alternate path that goes up and clear this stuff out to get to another area that connects to another upper region. So stay tuned, and we'll catch you all soon with more.